To give physiology for our body.
To give oxygen to all the blood cells.
Yes. So provide of our body cells, body tissues, first of all with oxygen.
Yes.
For metabolism, it's absolutely necessary. For all functions in the cell, absolutely needs oxygen, and then remove of carbon dioxide, and then expel from
Waste
lungs.
products.
Yes. So you can see here some functions of respiration that usually we study here in physiology of respiration. So first one is pulmonary ventilation. Pulmonary ventilation, it means gas exchange between lungs and environment, and then is diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide between alveoli and capillaries in the lung. Then third one, usually transportation of these gases for oxygen, transportation to tissues, from carbon dioxide from tissues to the lungs. Then here before now again diffusion, but now for carbon dioxide from interstitial fluid to the cells, and for carbon dioxide from cells to the interstitial fluids, and then again transportation. And last one is regulation of respiration. So also we have special mechanisms also like reflexive mechanism. So also like for blood vessel circulation we have also, and for heart also we have special respiratory center, also almost very close to this vasomotor center. We have also respiration center. Yes, respiratory center in the medulla. So what is the mechanism of respiration? This is physics, mechanics. First of all, mechanics, and now the physics, also some laws of physics here. So for inspiration, so respiration is divided in inspiration when we take air, and second one in expiration when we expel air from lungs. So what is the mechanics first of all of inspiration? So first of all here you can see the biggest mass, like skeletal mass, diaphragma. Diaphragma, it's involved in respiration usually. So usually diaphragma, it's in resting state is like form arc, but in inspiration, like now you are sitting here and listen to me, so listening. So now your diaphragm a little bit contract, and when it's contract, usually go down. So from this arc form, this is like straight, this form. So as a result, usually increase in chest case volume. Chest case increased.
Yes.
It's absolutely enough. Now you are sitting here and usually take about 500 milliliters of air. This is almost enough. But now I need more oxygen. That's why for me, for example, also are involved special respiratory muscles. Respiratory muscle, like here is external intercostal muscles, so they contract. So also for deep inspiration, like this one, usually when it's contract now, so also this chest cage also increase now into anterior posterior direction. So when usually diaphragm move down, so this is increased chest cavity in vertically. So this is increased in vertically. This amount of volume, chest volume. Also, when our contract of external intercostal mass is usually increased. So sternum usually this bone sternum usually also move forward, forward in anterior. So this is finally totally increased chest cavity.
Decreases
So
pressure.
yes, so when it's increased volume in chest cavity, so now little bit pressure in our lungs decreased. Yes, then atmospheric. This is lesser one than atmospheric. That's why our air
Yes.
usually passively moves from air passageways into the lungs.
Yes.
So this is passive process.
Yes.
Passive process because this is passively move because here in this
Gradient.
cavity gradient. Yes, this is a little bit lesser than atmospheric pressure.
Yes.
About it we talk about next picture. Yes, so this is inspiration mechanism. This is pure mechanistic reactions, mechanistic effects. And in expiration, this is back our diaphragm. So now chest cavity is decreased. Also now usually internal intercostal mass contracts. So now chest cavity volume usually decreased. This cage and press lungs, and also this is passively now expel this amount of air.
Yes.
Usually this is also passively reaction as a result of now relaxation of this sum of mass, for example diaphragm and intercostal muscles. Yes, this is a result of this relaxed state. Yes, but here you can see now physics of movement of air. Now air movement physics here. So interesting phenomena we have usually. So between lungs pleura pleura and lungs pleura and chest cavity pleura, here inside we have small amount of air volume area. So it's called pleura, and in this pleura usually pressure is little bit lesser than atmospheric.
Yes.
Why? Because permanently our lungs try by mechanism try to decrease of volumes of lungs. That's why in this process here in pleura cavity we have little bit lesser than atmospheric pressure. This is little bit, just little bit, about, you can see here, -5. Minus, it means now that it's little bit lesser than atmospheric pressure. Usually here is measured in pressure in water, water manometer of water. It's measured in centimeter of water, no mercury manometers. So this is here is just -5. So interesting. Also we have now in alveoli. Usually in alveoli pressure is almost same like atmosphere. Almost same. Here you can see almost same. 0 means here same is atmospheric, same. Yes. What happened during inspiration? So during inspiration, as I told you, chest cavity increased. when it's increased chest cavity. Now this negative pressure in pleura now little bit more negative. So you can see from about minus 5, it's increased about minus 7.5 until 8. So here is when it's decreased, at the same time you can see get
Lung
volumes increased. Yes, this is opposite reaction. So when it's increased, so air move from atmosphere into the lungs.
Yes.
At the same time, you can see here also alveolar pressure decreased little bit. So about from 0 until 1.5, like this one. Yes. So this is increased. Then in expiration, you can see now it's moved again back about minus 5 now, and then we have expiration. Here expiration also this is moved back to this one, and this expiration this is a little bit more, also little bit plus here. So this is now help little bit more than atmospheric, so it also helps to expel. So this one show this is passively processed, so it depends. So increasing of negative pressure in pleural pressure usually, and also a little bit in alveoli too. So this difference between here alveolar pressure and pleural pressure usually called this transpulmonary pressure. Transpulmonary pressure you can see here. So this difference, so usually when it's more, this is longer one, bigger one here. So then in expiration, so when it's bigger one, so we have inspiration. When it's transpulmonary pressure decrease because more here is now is more little bit more positive. So from a minus 8 about, yes, approximately it's moved again minus 5. So this is just 3 centimeters of water, absolutely enough for inspiration, and then for expiration. Okay, this curve show it's called compliance diaphragma. So in expiration and inspiration, its compliance usually this is equal delta volume of lungs. Yes, lungs volume divided
by change in pressure.
Yes, gradients of pressure. So you can see here this in normal states. So you can see in inspiration, lungs volume usually increased here. Yes, and pleural pressure also here is go down, and then in expiration it's usually go down. But in some abnormal situation where lungs are filled by cell line, so it's can't to decrease pleural pressure. It's abnormal situation, and more or less normal when it's filled air, just air. But this is also, it's not like normal states.
Due to saline.
Yes.
What is saline?
Saline. Saline is like sodium chloride, sodium chloride liquid. Yes. This is historically picture, yes, of when person here is inspired, so we can by this floating in the water we can register this inspiration, expiration, inspiration, expiration. Yes. Yes. Now this is one of main picture of physiology of respiration showing. It's called spirogram. How many milliliters of air we can inspire and expire in normal. Normal, like you are now sitting. Now it's called tidal volume. This tidal volume is 500 milliliters. Here is inspiration, expiration. So it means you take, for example, here, for example, 5 milliliters, inspire and then expire. Inspire, expire. This is amount. It's called tidal volume. This is normal at resting situations, resting states volume. But interesting, if we take more amount of air, it's called inspiratory reserve volume. Like takes about 6 times, more or less 5-6 times more of air we can take. So it's called inspiratory reserve volume is usually about 2,800 milliliters of air. It's called inspiratory. So usually after expiration, we can also little bit more air expire. Expire, it's called expiratory reserve volume. This is expiratory reserve volume. This is about 1,200 milliliters. And interesting, after this expiration, after this reserve volume expiration, also in the lungs we have air. Always.
Residual.
Yes, it's called residual volume. This is little bit also more than 1,000, about 1,100. In next picture I show you this volume. Yes, this. So always in the lungs presence some of amount of volume of air. Always, yes. But sometimes it's better calculate and know two or three volumes together. It's called capacities. Here on the left side usually is volumes. On the right side we talk about capacities. Here, for example, if we measure both tidal volume, also inspiratory reserve volume, it's called inspiratory capacity. Inspiratory tidal volumes plus this one. Yes.
Both are same.
This is yes from tidal volume and also inspiratory reserve volume. Yes, this is about 3,000 milliliters of inspiratory capacity. If we also plus here this expiratory reserve volume 2, it's called vital capacity. It's also more about 4,000, little bit more. And then if we also plus residual volumes, now it's called total lung capacity. Total lung capacity is about 5,000 milliliters. So you can see here these volumes here and capacity. So tidal volumes, as I told you, 500 milliliters. Inspiratory reserve volume 3,001. Expiratory reserve volume 1,100 milliliters. Residual volume 1,200 milliliters. And capacities. So inspiratory capacities 3,500. Functional residual, excuse me. Functional is plus one. Expiratory reserve volume and residual volume. This one, yes. So everything. So after we have together with expiration, yes, and some of them in the lungs, no inspiration. Yes, now vital capacity 2,000 and total about 6 liters. Yes, 6 liters, 5,800. It's about 6 liters. Also, we talk about it sometimes. Minute volume of air or lungs. So it means how many volumes of air we expire per minute. How we can this measure? and calculate. So usually, as I told you, usually we expire about 500 milliliters. So, and usually frequency of respiration is 12 per minute. 12 per minute. So when we these 500 multiple this 12, so we have 6,000.
Yes.
So 6 liters, about 6 liters is minute volumes of pulmonary volumes. Yes, per minute.
Yes.
Here you can see here passageways, respiratory passageways from nose, start from nose, and then trachea, pharynx here. So then bronchi, bronchioles, and so on. And here you can see so alveoli and capillaries, then between
exchange.
them, yes, gas exchange. We talk about it in next classes. Yes, what is the mechanism of these gas exchanges? This depends on diffusion of these substances in capillaries and in alveoles, and differences between them. This is just diffusion, mechanism of diffusion. Depends on concentration of the substances into this area. So also we have some fluid exchange also, lungs and a surrounding of tissues. Interstitial fluid is here. This is in capillaries. This arterial with arterial blood is vein blood. So, and usually they are very close. There is very narrow space between them. So some fluids usually moves and substances move. And as I told you, so an over amount of water and these liquids also takes in by lymphatic system, lymphatic. And then
This today's topic.
yes, this is drainage mechanism, as I told you, of lymphatic system. And then this back and return back to the venous system. Yes, liquid. So usually yes, but air is more or less complicated. This is just not one gas. This is mixture of gases. So usually in air we have
Nitrogen.
oxygen, yes, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, other inert gases here. So what about pressure of these gases? Pressure of these just one gases, its own pressure called partial pressure. Partial. This is just one part from this mixture of gases.
Yes.
For example, we can talk about partial pressure of oxygen, partial pressure of carbon dioxide, other inert gas, so on. So now, for gas exchange, it depends on partial pressure of these gases in lungs, for example, in alveoli and in capillaries, and vice versa. So for gas exchange.
Yes.
Also, same situation in tissue, in interstitial fluids and tissues. What is differences, concentration of these gases there? So this on the left side showing you theoretically here just one alveoli, and interesting how many breathings it needs to absolutely completely expel from one alveoli all this amount of air in this alveoli, particularly in one alveoli. Interesting. So it needs more than 16 breathing. So after one breathing, it needs concentration, more amount of air here. So after 1 second, so on. So you can see here, after 16 breathing, small amount air is
16
present.
expirations.
Expiration,
It's,
yes.
it's theoretical, it's not
Yes,
possible by us. Right?
yes, this is theoretical. So, but after 17, so it's here absent now, air should be here. So it needs 17 times more, 17 times expiration. And after 17 expiration, one alveoli completely expel of air with carbon dioxide, mostly, yes, from one alveoli. And here is show interrelations between concentration of gases here and times. So in 3 situations, this is normal rate, normal alveolar ventilation, and here is 2 other situation, 2 times of under some physical exercises, for example, and this one is resting states here. So half of alveolar ventilation. So for renew 50% here, it needs, for example, here for normal normal rates, it's usually take here this point. It needs, for example, 20 about 20 seconds. Usually in your books it's 18. Yes, to say exactly. So about 20 here. Yes, but under physical conditions, so where we 2 times more ventilation, so you can see here just about 12, like more or less 10, a little bit more. So because now ventilation is increased, high frequency ventilation, it needs times here is lesser one. But in resting states, when we are lying, for example, so what for such one is needs about more than 30, about more than 30, about 35, 38, yes, seconds for 50% of renew of the concentration in alveoli of this air. Yes. Then this one show you effect also for now, particularly for oxygen, yes, and then expel of carbon dioxide. Usually between them is opposite relations, oxygen, carbon dioxide. So you can see here also now here's 2 situations here. Normal arterial normal ventilation here, and also when usually we take, for example, 5 milliliters of oxygen here per minute here, yes, normal states, and then we 4 times more take oxygen here. So this is called normal rate. So interesting. So normal alveolar partial pressure for oxygen is usually 104. So for alveolar ventilation here, point A. So point A, it's mean, so alveolar ventilation, it's usually about 4.2 liters per minute.
Yes.
These points. But for example, for other physical exercises, now it needs more ventilation. So alveolar ventilation now increased, and now this is, it should be here point B. Here for point B, This about 15 liters, about also 15, 16, also 4 times increased amount of oxygen for 10,000